I think when you actually really study it, he doesn't leave any space.
Yeah, there's not.
He is either a lunatic or he's the Lord of the world.
Yeah.
And I think that history has proven he was the God of the world. Fulfillment of prophecy. That probability is 1 in 10 to the 17th if he fulfilled 8. Scholars believe he fulfilled about 300. They extended that probability to 48 prophecies. That's 1 in 10 to the 157th. So you remember probability of 0 in mathematics? 1 in 10 to the 50th. Known atoms in the entire universe? 1 in 10 to the 80th. We're talking 1 in 10 to the 157th for 48 prophecies, not 300. 300, that number is monstrous. So the number is so large, it's almost beyond human comprehension. To put it in perspective, the number of atoms in the observable universe is estimated to be approximately 1 in 10 to the 80th. A probability of 1 in 10 to the 157th is effectively 0 in practical terms, indicating that fulfillment of these prophecies by chance is impossible.
Fulfillment on what time scale? Up until today?
No, just through his life.
Just
He fulfilled 300 prophecies.
that were made before he got here.
Old Testament.
Okay. Not
Yes.
prophecies that he made that then happened
No.
later. Okay.
Yeah, but you could look into that too, which makes the probability probably even greater.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, birth and lineage, right? Born of a virgin in Bethlehem, descended from David. Those were all Old Testament prophecies that were corroborated in the New Testament. Isaiah 7:14, Matthew 1:22-23, Micah 5:2, Matthew 2:1-6, Jeremiah 23:5, Luke 3:31. Ministry, preceded by a forerunner, Isaiah 4:30, Matthew 3:1-3. Perform miracles, Isaiah 3:5-6, right? On and on and on. Spoken parables, betrayed for 30 pieces of silver, back to Judas. Hands and feet pierced well before the Roman Empire and crucifixion was a thing, let alone nailing him to the cross. No bones broken, miraculously, right? Cast lots for his clothing. I mean, down to the details of the soldiers casting lots for his clothing. Resurrection, raised from the dead, ascended to heaven. I mean, it's just amazing. The sheer improbability of one person fulfilling even a fraction of the messianic prophecies by chance reinforces the conclusion that Jesus is the prophesied Messiah. This statistical evidence, coupled with the historical and textual records, provides compelling support for Jesus' divinity.
Hmm.
Jesus explicitly connected his mission to Old Testament prophecy. These are the scriptures that testify about me, right? He said in John 5:39. After his resurrection, Jesus explained to his disciples how he fulfilled the scriptures. So C.S. Lewis's argument, the liar, lunatic, or Lord, that he outlines is kind of the next one I went into. It's a logical based argument. Jesus claimed to be God, right? Such claims leaves 3 possibilities. Jesus deliberately deceived people, making him immoral and disqualifying him as a greater teacher. So he's a liar. Lunatic. Jesus was delusional, believing he was God, which undermines his wisdom and reliability. Or Jesus was Lord. Jesus was who he claimed to be, God incarnate. The trilemma forces people to confront the radical nature of Jesus' claims and reject the notion that he was merely a moral teacher. The sincerity of Jesus' teachings, his moral integrity, and the profound impact of his life lend weight to the conclusion that he was neither a liar nor a lunatic. Critics' responses, Jesus' claims may have been exaggerated or misunderstood by his followers. The consistency of Jesus' claims across multiple independent sources, the Synoptic Gospels and John, and the willingness of his followers to die for their testimony suggests otherwise, right? The trilemma excludes the possibility of Jesus being a legendary figure. But as we did in the last one, the Bible, right? The historical evidence for Jesus, the reliability of the Bible, life and early worship of him as divine counter the legendary hypothesis. So N.T. Wright, some of the other scholars, N.T. Wright says the idea that Jesus was simply a great moral teacher is not sustainable when we examine his claims, actions, and the worship he inspired in his followers.
Which, by the way, I think a lot of people would say he's just a legendary figure. So many.
Well, the Muslim religion.
The whole thing. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It states Jesus as a prophet, but not as God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, some good counter arguments.
Yeah,
there's
there's a big delta between liar, lunatic, and Lord.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stuff in between there that you could put in there.
totally.
But
I think when you actually really study it, he doesn't leave any space.
yeah, there's not.
He is either a lunatic or he's the Lord of the world.
Yeah.
And I think that history has proven he was the God of the world.